Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Off the Board. So today's prompt is scrap lifting. So I'm going to be scrap jacking this layout right here. This is in my Disney inspiration layouts Pinterest board, and it was originally created by Peppermint Creative, who was a digital designer, which this is. However, they are now defunct. So if you were interested in this, I'm so sorry. But I just really like this layout. Lots of blue and purple and wintry Disney castles. But I am going to be doing my Alcatraz photos. But I am going to scrap jack this basic idea. So let's see what I can do. Alright guys, so I went ahead and picked out a couple of papers. I have this kind of gingham, I have this dot, and also this pink on pink houndstooth. Now the gingham looks gray a little on camera, probably because it's on my teal mat, but it is more of a blue, and hopefully you'll be able to see that. Now, I have decided that I am not going to do the inside kind of cutout border like in the layout that I am jacking. However, I am going to put a very small border around it with this pink houndstooth. It's just giving me that little pop of brightness that I really feel like this layout is going to need because the gingham and the polka dot papers are really muted. So I think I do a good job of getting some pops of color on this layout. I am quite pleased with it. And I just, it's funny because, you know, you live your life every day, right? And you don't really notice things until you see your hands on camera. And I definitely have a lot of small burns and marks on my forearms, much more than I ever had in the past. I will say that I used to say that Target would beat me up because I would come home with bruises everywhere because, you know, throwing trucks and, you know, hauling freight and all that kind of stuff. And then Hobby Lobby would beat me up because, you know, I physically threw a truck. They didn't have rollers. You were literally picking up and throwing every box out of a Hobby Lobby truck. And then now Starbucks hurts me. I get some bruises, but mostly burns. I mostly burn myself because of I am accident prone, I guess. So anyway, I say all of that to say, wow, I did not realize how many little burn marks I had on my forearms until I started watching my own videos, right? And that's neither here nor there. And you might be looking at this and going, okay, psychopath, I am not watching your videos to look at your arms. I'm watching your videos to listen to your absolutely witty commentary and my humbleness, right? But seriously, you guys know by now that I just kind of say whatever I am thinking and feeling at the moment. And I am me. Took me a long time to get me to be me when my scrapbooking. And every once in a while, I freak out a little bit and wonder, am I doing the right thing? Like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? You know, and I think that that is natural. You know, you might find your style and you might find your scrapbooking voice, and every once in a while you're like, So anyway, those are the thoughts and random feelings running through my head right now. Now, I went ahead and picked out that scrap of paper with the numbers and stuff on it because it does have some pink distressing on top of it. And unfortunately, by the time I get all of the layers and things that I want to get on this layout, I cover up just about all of the pink. But like I said, I'm okay with that. I am extremely, extremely pleased with how this layout came out. So I guess that's what matters. Now I am finally going to be able to use this light bulb wood veneer. I was going to use the AM and PM wood veneers too because, you know, you have to power Alcatraz day and night, but ultimately I decided to go against that. I also decided to go against bringing in that fabric-y thing. I felt like I needed another layer here, even though in the Jack I think there's only 2. I felt like I needed more, so I'm going to bring in that bright pink houndstooth again, and then split it so that it is torn behind the photo. So it's our little secret, and I am happy with that. Now, I did toy with the idea of putting the lighter pink where that darker pink houndstooth is, and then putting the darker pink across the horizontal. But ultimately, I decided that this was the way I want it to go, that I really wanted to emphasize the vertical instead of the horizontal here. Now, because of where my photos land, and I don't have 4 photos kind of cascading down the upper part of the page like in the Jack, my title is going to end up being in the right hand, the kind of like middle right instead of the lower left. And again, I'm just making it work for me. I went ahead and grabbed florals because nothing screams power plant like florals, right? But I am going to put a couple of them down. I ultimately choose 3 flowers, and they are more or less kind of like in a line across the page. And, you know, I didn't even realize I had them in a line across the page until I was looking at my finished layout while I am talking to you guys while I'm creating it. But I'm looking at it and it still feels good and it still feels balanced. And that big pop of the pink on pink houndstooth is making me happy. That big vertical element is making me happy. So I am going to go with it. Now, this is not going to be a super lumpy layout. There is going to be some lift in texture because of the wood veneer. And then you'll see I have some puffy stickers coming. And then some hearts and enamel roses and stuff like that. But it's not too thick of a layout. I'm not doing any fun foam or anything like that. And I lost why I was saying that. I don't remember why I was telling you that. I had a purpose. I don't know, it's gone. Anyway, ultimately, this is a pretty flat layout, right? So, yeah, I had a purpose in my head and in my heart, and now it's gone. But now I'm going to put some labels underneath of these florals as well, just so they're not like florals just plopped down on top of a page. Like there's going to be something to go with it. Now, I didn't feel the need to do that with that big floral die cut because my title is going to be surrounding that and also that light bulb. So I felt like there was enough oomph there that I didn't need to ground it with something else. Otherwise, the little flowers that were just kind of thrown down on the page kind of look like they're all lost and alone, right? Right. So I've got these tabs on the edges of the photo, and I'm flipping through and seeing if any of these tiny words work. Now, I have this one, and it says unplug, and I find this hilarious. Not like rolling on the ground laughing hilarious, but like hilarious. That I'm doing a layout about the powering of Alcatraz, and I put unplug on there. That's it. It just makes me happy, you guys. It totally makes me happy. All right, so now I am also putting on highlights, and I figured that that one was appropriate because it is the picture of the explanation of powering Alcatraz, and you know, I felt like that was kind of important. So now I layer up the word hey over this ampersand that I have put down here. So my title is going to be, and hey, let there be light. And I'm going to use a variety of different letters and things to make that title. This was one of my favorite things ever to do way back in the day, was to mix fonts for titles. And it just has always been something that I have really, really enjoyed. So I'm going to continue to do that and continue to make that happen. So I'm going to go through my letter stickers, and guys, I've got a bunch of letter stickers, and I've had some of these letter stickers for a very long time, and I do want to get a good amount of them used through this iteration of the Never Ending Kit. Now, yes, this is still called the June version of the Never Ending Kit because it has turned into not at the beginning of the month refreshing it. It's kind of just when it happens, it happens. So what I've decided is even if I go the entire month of July and I don't refresh the kit into August, it's still going to be the June version because it was refreshed in that month. Does that make sense? At least that is how I am justifying it to myself, since I have not been refreshing on the first of the month, right? Like it started in April. Did we start the Never Ending Kit in April, you guys? I think so. And, you know, that was April 1st, and then May was a couple days later, and then June was even later, and I really don't think I'm going to get to refresh this kit in July, because I still have a fat stack of photos, you guys, so it probably won't be until August, and I don't know if I am participating in any of the August YouTube hops and things. I'm just not sure yet. I don't know if that's just going to be like get my content act together and get back on track for my series that I like to do that I haven't done in a hot minute, like Lovely Leftovers. Even though my leftovers are all from the Never Ending Kit right now, I want to scrapbook with things that are also not in the Never Ending Kit. I've got Disney stuff I've got to get done. Follow Sketch Friday was supposed to come back after Follow Sketch February, and I got distracted and that didn't happen. And I really, really, really want to get back on track with making with the manufacturers, because that, you guys, helped tremendously bust through stash. So that's what I'm wondering right now. Like, do I just do my own thing throughout the month of August? Or do I participate? Like, there will still be hops and stuff that I participate in, like my series with MK and Janet, Stitches and Stencils. And then I got to get back on track with Stretch the Sketch, because I haven't done that in a couple months. Well, no, because I think I did it when it was 30 Days of Sketches. Anyway, they're in, and of course, Glaze It, Love It, Glaze It or Lose It. I almost said Love It or Shove It. Does anybody remember that radio show, Love It or Shove It? They would play music and the callers would call in and it would either be I love it or shove it. So anyway, does anybody remember that? If you do, you are my people. If you don't and you're like, what the heck are you talking about? You're still my people. It's fine. But anyway, as you can see, I have now had a variety of letter stickers on here. And now it's just going to be the adding the little bits and finishing touches to kind of just finish off the layout. So this is where I'm bringing in those enamel roses. I've got some heart puffy stickers. We're going to bring in a couple more pieces of wood veneer. I'm going to mess around with some arrows because I'm not sure what I want to do with my life. But ultimately, I do get it figured out and get those things down on the layout. So while I am wrapping up the details of this layout, be sure you check out the Off the Board with Pineapple Papers playlist. This was a series started by my friend Crystal way back in the day. It is also done on the last Wednesday of every month. And then in July, it is a month-long series. And then this month, there is prompts for each day of the week that Crystal has out as a suggestion to follow. But otherwise, it's just to get you into your Pinterest boards and actually use the pins. And to be very honest and transparent, you guys, I haven't added things to my Pinterest boards in a long time. It has definitely been a hot minute. I just find that I enjoy more of creating the stuff than finding pins and pinning the stuff, right? I do have some things on my boards that I go back to. I especially love my color combos that I have. I think I have some quotes that I think are pretty fun. And there's just things on there that I just like, right? And that should be your Pinterest board, right? Like, you don't want to have Pinterest boards of things you hate. That would be a little weird. But anyway, yeah. So I'm going to get these bad boys on here. This is me messing around with those arrows because I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with my life. But once I get that figured out, I think the only thing I'm going to do is add some Nouveau Deluxe to the things so that they don't fall off the page. It was pretty sad in the 2017 albums when I was putting the title pages on and actually stamping on the outside 2017. There were a few layouts on there where things had fallen off. And that's pretty sad, right? So anyway, there is that. So I think I am finished now with this layout. Like, what the heck are we doing? Nope, we are not finished. I have naked tag holes. Now, these tags where the word there is spelled out, those look like tags and they have tag holes, and I put some brads in them. Now, the other ones, the typewriter keys, have tag holes that are filled in. And you guys, I'm leaving them as typewriter keys. I'm not calling them tags. I'm calling them typewriter keys. So that's how I'm going to get around not putting something in that typewriter keys hole. And if you're like, holy Lord, what are you doing? Who are you? I don't know what to say. I can justify anything I do on my scrapbook layouts, right? They're my scrapbook layouts and I can do what I want. And I do what I want. So there is that. Putting that washi tape on the back of these brads so they don't poke anything as I move them in and out of the albums. I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive because, you know, things are falling off. That's a moment right there. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this layout. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.